12 years in, I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships. Like, but do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
Because you know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Right?
Yeah. And then I want to come back. Or some people say, I'm going to go 22 straight. Coward.
We come to practice, he's on one leg. Like he was hurt the second year, he was on one leg the whole year and played 82 games. Like, and so he practiced every day and he played every game on one leg. And so he's like, man, MJ, why don't you just sit out? How can I be the leader of the team and sit out and y'all going through all the credit? I gotta be there.
I twisted my ankle and I had a teammate, David Greenwood. He says,
if you thought you'd seen it all, think again. Because tonight, the basketball world didn't just shake, it cracked straight down the middle. And yes, you're watching it unfold right here on Spill News, where secrets explode before your eyes. Michael Jordan, the man who rebuilt the entire culture, just sent shockwaves through the league after LeBron James and Kevin Durant crossed a line nobody ever expected. And trust me, once you hear what they said and how they said it, you'll understand exactly why Jordan finally snapped. 2 legends sitting on a podcast, sipping wine, pretending they were having real basketball talk, while taking subtle shots at the man who made their careers even possible. KD dropped a line so bold, so disrespectful, that even LeBron's little laugh told the whole story. They didn't think Jordan would catch it. They didn't think anyone would call it out. They thought they were safe. But they forgot one thing. You don't poke the man who built the entire house. If you were in his position, same disrespect, same shade, same betrayal. What would you do? Because the internet couldn't believe it, and you won't either. Let's break it all down. And trust me, it gets uglier. Media expecting his name to be trending. And he definitely didn't expect 2 of today's biggest superstars, LeBron James and Kevin Durant, to sit in a comfy studio, swirling wine like they were at a spa retreat, casually taking shots of the man who turned basketball into a global religion. But that's exactly what happened. And the way it unfolded, hilarious, infuriating, and honestly embarrassing. Because what KD and LeBron did wasn't basketball talk. It wasn't analysis. It wasn't respectful disagreement. No, it was shade, pure, premeditated shade. The kind delivered with smirks, pauses, eyebrow lifts, and that little smug laugh LeBron does whenever he thinks he's saying something profound. That laugh alone should have been a red flag. But let's rewind for a second, because you need to understand the emotional weight of what came next. Jordan has spent decades ignoring modern NBA chatter. He never cared about podcasts, Twitter debates, or ring culture conversations. Why? Because when you have 6 rings, 6 finals MVPs, 5 league MVPs, 10 scoring titles, and a mentality carved from fire and grief, you don't argue. You don't explain. You don't clap back. You just exist, and the room goes quiet. But this time, the room didn't go quiet. KD made sure of that. It started when a fan asked about the triangle offense. Simple, harmless question, right? Wrong. Because instead of answering like adults, KD and LeBron treated it like a joke. Durant leaned back, raised his eyebrows, and dismissed the system that gave Jordan and the Bulls 2 separate three-peats. LeBron laughed like he'd just heard a TikTok meme. They didn't just dismiss Phil Jackson's masterpiece. They dismissed Jordan's identity. And nobody missed the subtext. What Jordan did isn't special anymore. Cute. Then came the longevity talk. Durant started this long speech about how tough it is to stay motivated after 10 to 12 years in the league. He said it with this wise guru tone, as if he'd unlocked some cosmic truth about endurance. Meanwhile, Jordan, at that same 10-year mark, was dragging grown men through playoff battles while carrying the entire NBA on his back. KD wasn't done, though. He added the line that changed everything. Some people say, I want to go play baseball and then come back. He said it casually with a smile, the kind of smile people give when they know the camera is catching everything, but they want to pretend they didn't mean it like that. And LeBron? He laughed. Hard. The type of laugh that says, yeah, bro, say it, I agree. That tiny laugh was more disrespectful than the line itself. Because KD wasn't just talking about baseball. He wasn't just talking about retirement. He wasn't just talking about taking a break. He was talking about Jordan's father, Jordan's grief, Jordan's trauma, Jordan's attempt to honor a murdered parent. Durant turned the most painful moment of Jordan's life into a punchline, and LeBron co-signed it with a grin. That alone was enough to make the internet explode. But Jordan, he didn't tweet, he didn't post, he didn't go on a podcast. No, he responded with something far more powerful than words, his legacy. And when Jordan lets the truth speak, it cuts deeper than anything KD or LeBron could ever say. Because the truth is simple, Jordan didn't run from the game. He dominated it until there was nothing left to prove. LeBron ran to Miami when Cleveland got hard. Durant ran to Golden State after blowing a 3-1 lead. KD ran again from Brooklyn and again from Phoenix. Every time adversity showed up, the exit door was somehow already open. The irony, the guys calling Jordan a quitter are the same ones who built careers on convenience. Jordan built his on pain. That's why this hit differently. But the disrespect wasn't finished. KD doubled down, saying the real goal for players should be a 20-year career, not rings, not dominance, not legacy, just putting in the years. Jordan's eyes must have rolled into the next dimension. Imagine telling the greatest competitor in basketball history that the goal of the game is simply existence. Participation trophies for millionaires. Beautiful. While KD and LeBron were redefining greatness as longevity, Jordan's era treated every game like a war. Jordan played all 82 games multiple times. He practiced harder than he played. He didn't load manage. He didn't rest because of tightness. He didn't take nights off because it was a back-to-back. He said it himself, fans work hard to afford a ticket. I wanted to impress that guy in the top row. Durant's generation, they tell the fans who respect the athlete's mental health. And yes, mental health matters, but so does accountability. Now here's what most people forget. Jordan didn't need to defend himself against KD's joke. The world did it for him. Fans dragged Durant's quitting history. Analysts reminded everyone why Jordan stepped away in '93. Even basketball historians started dropping receipts. But the loudest reactions came from inside the NBA. Former players, guys who fought Jordan, got torched by Jordan, got humiliated by Jordan, came forward saying, KD has no idea what he's talking about. One retired player even texted an insider saying, "You, don't poke a god. You know it's bad when the same guys Jordan dropped 50 on are now defending him." LeBron didn't look much better. Clips started resurfacing of him leaving Cleveland, leaving Miami, forcing trades, walking out of arenas early, and load managing more than any superstar in NBA history. People started saying what nobody wanted to admit out loud. LeBron laughed because he agreed. And when the world caught that laugh, it spread like wildfire. Meanwhile, Jordan stayed silent. Classic MJ. The man does respond in interviews. He responds in myth. But behind the scenes, sources say Jordan was disappointed, surprised, and unbothered all at once. And that's the dangerous part. Jordan being mad is one thing. Jordan being disappointed, that's lethal. Because when Jordan feels disrespected, he doesn't fight with tweets. He reminds you who built the empire you're standing in. And that's where everything changed. Because Jordan's camp leaked one sentence, just one, and it spread online like gasoline hitting fire. A reporter close to Jordan said, "People forget there's a difference between being great at the game and being the game." That line alone tore NBA Twitter apart, because everyone knew exactly who that was aimed at. And this is where the real story begins. Not with KD's joke, not with LeBron's laugh, but with the shift that happened after. Because once Jordan's name started trending, once people started digging up receipts, once the world connected the dots, it became clear. KD and LeBron didn't just cross a line. They insulted the blueprint, the foundation, the man who made the league what it is. But what came next, even Jordan's enemies didn't expect. Because the moment the internet realized the disrespect wasn't random, it was calculated. That's when the entire scandal blew wide open. And trust me, this is where things start getting messy. Jordan's silence had people thinking he brushed it off. But behind closed doors, let's just say the man who never forgets anything suddenly remembered a whole lot. And the stories that began leaking out weren't coming from fans or reporters. They were coming from former teammates, old coaches, retired players, and insiders who have been waiting for years to expose everything Durant and LeBron pretended didn't exist. The first bomb dropped when a former Bulls staffer anonymously messaged a reporter. If KD wants to talk about baseball, let's talk about why he couldn't stay in Oklahoma without crying over pressure. That message alone started a wildfire. Screenshots, fake DMs, anonymous sources suddenly appearing out of nowhere with perfectly timed stories. One screenshot showed an alleged conversation between two retired players. KD calling MJ a quitter? Bro quit on 3 teams in 8 seasons. Another DM read, LeBron laughing about toughness is crazy. Man built a mansion in Miami just to escape losing. And whether the receipts were real or not, it didn't matter. The internet accepted them with open arms. Then a shady sports blog dropped an even juicier allegation that Durant had privately complained about Jordan fans, making him look small, claiming his own legacy would always be overshadowed by a man who retired twice. The blog even claimed KD once said Jordan had it easy, which sent fans into full meltdown mode. Because even if KD never said it, it sounded exactly like something he would say. That's the curse of having a fragile narrative. You become believable in all the wrong ways. And then came the leaked video clip. The clip that changed everything. Someone posted an old training camp interview from years ago where Durant said, legacy doesn't matter. The internet picks who they like anyway. The comment looked harmless back then, but after his baseball joke, that same clip resurfaced with a whole different meaning. It made KD look like a man who didn't want to climb the mountain because he knew he could never touch the peak. And the internet tore him apart piece by piece. LeBron didn't escape either. A rumor popped up claiming LeBron allegedly told a close friend, Jordan's fans treat him like a religion. You can't win against a myth. The timing was suspicious. Too perfect. Too surgical. But again, the internet didn't need confirmation. The drama was too delicious. And the narrative was too clean. Suddenly people weren't just debating greatness. They were accusing LeBron of jealousy, insecurity, and quiet resentment that had been simmering under his interviews for years. Sports podcasts jumped in, milking the controversy for clicks. One YouTuber dramatically claimed, this is the one time Jordan won't let it slide. Another screamed into a mic, LeBron, open a door he cannot close. Analysts played old clips of Jordan diving for loose balls, bleeding, limping, crying, breaking down emotionally, then compared them side by side with modern superstars sitting out for general soreness. The edits were brutal. The comments were worse. Fans were ruthless, calling LeBron the load manager, Durant the ring hopper, and Jordan the blueprint. And once those labels stuck, they stayed. But the drama didn't stop there. A fake insider report started circulating claiming Jordan privately called KD's comment classless and told someone in confidence, if they want to compare careers, let's compare pain. That one line spread like wildfire because it sounded exactly like Jordan, cold, sharp, factual, devastating. LeBron fans panicked. KD fans scrambled. And Jordan fans celebrated like it was another championship parade. Suddenly every old clip, every buried quote, every forgotten interview resurfaced. People unearthed footage of Jordan talking about his father's death, about how baseball was his father's dream, about how he left the NBA because he couldn't breathe from grief. Meanwhile, KD's joke replayed with LeBron's laugh echoing behind it, and the disrespect became radioactive. Every time the clip was shared, someone added a new caption. This wasn't a joke. He knew what he was doing. This is why Jordan doesn't speak to them. The internet created a narrative so strong that even the players couldn't escape it. Then came the ESPN panel that sent shockwaves across the league. One analyst, a known Jordan defender, looked straight into the camera and said, KD and LeBron tried to rewrite history. They forgot the man who wrote it lives here, not online. That clip went viral instantly, with fans stitching it, reacting to it, and dragging LeBron's podcast into the center of a war it wasn't prepared for. And as the criticism grew louder, so did the conspiracies. People began claiming KD had always resented Jordan because Nike positioned him as the new face of basketball, But Jordan brand overshadowed him. Others said LeBron took the baseball jab personally because he knew he'd never catch Jordan's finals record. Some said KD was bitter about never having a documentary like The Last Dance. People even suggested LeBron's laugh wasn't natural. It was nervous, forced, guilt-ridden. Whether any of it was true didn't matter. The internet loves patterns, and when it finds one, it turns it into gospel. But the biggest twist came when new leaked audio started circulating. A low-quality recording supposedly captured two former players discussing KD's comment backstage at a charity event. In the audio, one of them said, "Durant messed up. Jordan takes disrespect personal." The other replied, "He doesn't forget either. Just watch." The audio might have been fake. Probably was. But people believed it. They wanted to. They needed to. Because it confirmed every suspicion fueling the scandal. Blogs, fan pages, Twitter threads, NBA Reddit, everyone lit up. One thread titled, "Why KD Actually Hates Jordan," got over 40,000 comments in 4 hours. Another thread claimed LeBron secretly feels overshadowed by Jordan's cultural impact. Fans dug deeper and deeper, finding symbolism in every clip. A photo of Jordan frowning at a charity game became a reaction to KD. A clip of LeBron drinking wine became proof he's mocking Jordan's work ethic. People overdosed on speculation. And then someone found an old quote from Jordan where he said, "Some players chase years. I chase moments." That one sentence reignited the entire debate. People compared Jordan's 13 seasons of dominance to LeBron and KD's combined careers, nearly 40 seasons with fewer total championships. And the more numbers people posted, the worse KD and LeBron looked. But right when the internet thought the scandal had peaked, it didn't. Because behind all, the memes, the jokes, the hot takes, and the fake reports, another name quietly surfaced. A name nobody expected. A name that turned this mess from petty shade into a full-blown legacy earthquake. And just when we thought it was over, another name came up. Because the moment that other name entered the conversation, everything changed. This wasn't just KD versus Jordan. This wasn't just LeBron laughing on a podcast. This became something bigger, something deeper. The name that resurfaced out of nowhere, Kobe Bryant. And the second fans started dragging Kobe into the debate, you could almost feel the energy in the entire NBA community shift. Because Kobe wasn't just a player. He wasn't just a competitor. He was a bridge, the connector, the disciple of Jordan, but also the inspiration for modern players. And when people brought Kobe into this, the comparison hit KD and LeBron harder than anything Jordan could have said. Fans started reposting Kobe quotes, one after another, like ammunition. "If you're tired, play harder. I don't quit. You don't disrespect the game." Clips surfaced of Kobe dismissing load management, saying he'd never sit out while fans spent their money to see him play. Suddenly, KD's baseball joke looked childish. LeBron's laugh looked insecure. And Jordan's silence? It looked godlike. People started saying, Kobe would have never made that joke. Kobe would have confronted them face to face. Kobe respected MJ too much to pull this nonsense. And the internet lit up again. Meanwhile, Jordan stayed completely silent. No interviews, no statements, no Instagram captions. But his camp started dropping tiny hints, just enough to fuel the fire. A close source allegedly claimed Jordan felt betrayed by how the younger generation views competitiveness. Another source said Jordan was disappointed, not angry. Another insider said Jordan told someone privately, "They want my seat, but they don't want my sacrifice." Whether he said any of it didn't matter. It sounded like him. It felt like him. And that alone was enough to ignite the debate again. But while fans were busy arguing about Kobe's legacy, another bombshell landed right in the middle of the chaos. A rumor started circulating claiming that a major sports network, one of the biggest, wanted Jordan to do an exclusive sit-down interview addressing modern NBA culture. And the internet went insane. Because everybody knew if Jordan ever sat down in front of camera, looked directly into the lens, and spoke with that cold, lethal honesty he's famous for, KD and LeBron would crumble. One clip from Jordan could erase 20 years of modern narratives. One quote could cut deeper than anything they've ever said. The entire league would shake. But Jordan didn't accept the interview. Instead, he did something far more dangerous. He started appearing courtside more often, silent, watching, observing. And every time the camera caught him, the internet flooded with comments like, "He knows they disrespected him. He's planning something." When MJ shows up this often, somebody crossed a line. The myth around him became more alive than ever. People treated him like a storm cloud that KD and LeBron summoned without thinking. Then came the so-called Jordan list. A viral meme claiming Jordan kept a private list of every person who'd ever disrespected him. And the top names on the list? Durant, LeBron, a few media personalities, maybe even a podcast host or two. The list wasn't real, but the idea spread like wildfire. People joked that Jordan had already circled KD's name in red ink. Some fans even edited fake images showing KD's face with a giant X over it. The internet had gone from casual debate to full-scale warfare. But as the chaos grew, so did the emotional weight behind the controversy. Fans who had watched Jordan in the 80s and 90s began defending him with a level of passion that caught the modern audience off guard. People started posting about where they were when Jordan retired the first time. They talked about how the world stopped when he returned in '95, how they cried during the Last Dance documentary, how Jordan wasn't just a player, he was a memory, a moment, a time capsule. KD's joke didn't just attack Jordan. It attacked childhoods. It attacked nostalgia. It attacked people's emotional connection to the man. Meanwhile, younger fans, Gen Z especially, jumped on KD's side, calling Jordan overrated old head hype and protected by nostalgia. Suddenly, the controversy wasn't even about KD's joke anymore. It was about eras clashing, modern versus traditional, new culture versus old mentality, longevity versus dominance. And in the middle of all this, Jordan remained silent, watching the war he didn't ask for unfold in his name. Then a new rumor emerged, this time from a podcast host claiming Jordan was privately furious because KD mocked the one part of his life he never wanted to joke about, his father. The rumor stated that Jordan felt the comment cross a line that wasn't basketball related. Whether true or not, the internet instantly believed it because the emotional reality made sense. Even LeBron fans started admitting that the baseball line was out of pocket. Every argument broke down into one question. Why would KD joke about something tied to murder and grief? Nobody could answer, not even KD. Then came the twist nobody expected. A leaked Instagram DM surfaced, maybe fake, maybe real, allegedly showing a former teammate of Jordan saying, "Mike saw the clip. Don't worry. He's not going to speak. He's going to remind them." That phrase, "remind them," became the internet's new obsession. What was Jordan planning to remind them of? His rings? His legacy? His dominance? His mentality? His pain? Nobody knew, but everyone kept repeating it. Jordan is about to remind them. And right in the middle of this boiling storm, the NBA dropped another surprise. A major marketing partnership was finalized to bring Jordan back into Leap Promotions next season. Commercials, branding, campaigns. Jordan would be front and center again, while KD and LeBron were still active. People immediately theorized that the NBA wanted Jordan to restore the competitive fire the league had lost. Memes flooded the internet. The NBA called the real GOAT to fix the mess. KD couldn't escape the backlash. Every time he tweeted, thousands of fans spammed GOAT emojis, baseball emojis, crying laughing faces, and quotes like, "Some people go 22 years straight," or "Some people face trauma." KD eventually went quiet. LeBron tried to play it off, posting gym videos and cryptic captions about tuning out negativity. But nobody forgot the laugh. That laugh destroyed months of PR polish. And then, just when the world thought the scandal had reached its peak, someone uncovered an old interview clip of Jordan saying, "I don't care who comes after me, but I expect respect." That one clip, played over the baseball joke, became the unofficial soundtrack of the controversy. It made KD look small. It made LeBron look careless. It made Jordan look immortal. Fans started saying, KD and LeBron didn't disrespect a player. They disrespected a legacy. And they were right. Because Jordan wasn't trending because people agreed with him. He was trending because he didn't have to speak at all. His silence said everything. His history screamed louder than any podcast could. And the truth is, KD's joke and LeBron's laugh didn't expose Jordan. They exposed themselves, their insecurities, their desperation, their craving to rewrite a narrative that remains untouchable. They reminded the world that legacy isn't built in 20 years. It's built in moments that shake the earth. Jordan had a career full of those. KD and LeBron, they're still looking for theirs. And as the scandal's flames continued to spread, one final twist emerged. A rumor that Jordan planned to make an unexpected public appearance, not to address the drama, not to clap back at KD or LeBron, but to send a message without speaking a single word. Something symbolic, something cold, something unforgettable. Because on that day, she vanished without a trace. But the secret stayed. And if you think the story ends here, you're not even close. Because what KD said, what LeBron laughed at, and what the internet uncovered afterward, that's only the beginning of a much bigger storm. This is Celebrity Press, where secrets explode before your eyes. And trust me, the next wave of this drama is already loading behind the scenes. Ask yourself something. If two of the biggest modern superstars can casually mock the darkest chapter of Michael Jordan's life, what else isn't said off camera? What conversations never made it to the podcast? What private jokes? What hidden intentions? What jealous little side comments are still floating around in locker rooms, group chats, and backdoor NBA circles? Because KD's baseball joke wasn't just a punchline. It was a crack in the wall, a peek into the mindset the new era hides behind filters, captions, and carefully manufactured PR smiles. And now that the world has heard it, there's no going back. So I want you to think about this. Who's really driving the NBA right now? The players on the court or the narratives built off it? Who deserves the title face of the league? The ones who stretch their careers, or the one who defined greatness in less than 15 seasons? And most importantly, when legacy is on the line, who do you believe? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I'm reading every single one. Hit like if you think Jordan's silence spoke louder than KD's joke. Hit subscribe if you want the truth that the mainstream won't touch. Turn on notifications, because this conversation isn't ending. It's just beginning. And if you thought this was wild, wait until you see what comes next. This is Spill News, where secrets explode before your eyes.